that is.
Oh, Jesus. No. Okay, we have Astrea versus Trigger, guys. Going to be a good one. Hopefully this guy drops pretty soon. Damn, dude. By the way, Trigger is leading. He's in the bottom right. 1-0. Astrea top left. And yeah, basically probably the best two active players in North America right now. When Scarlet's active, she generally takes the first spot. Not sure how active she is right now. But yeah, Astrea just fantastic. Trigger's been doing very, very well lately. I'm a big fan of both these guys. They are really fantastic players. Very fun to watch, both of them. So it looks like Astrea is going to do one of these low ground, probably expansion builds that we've seen Max Specs do a lot in the past. Whereas it looks like no, this might be a 1 gate. It might not be a 1 gate. I think it'll actually be a 2 gate from Trigger. This is actually a fine wall for a 2 gate on this spot. The ramp that looks like that. So we'll see. All right, yeah, throws down that secondary gate. Astrea just going to get past with his probe here. And he is going to make a Nexus really quickly. And so this is a little bit tough for Trigger. He hasn't actually scouted this, so it's hard to optimize his build against this right now, right? Just now sending that probe out. So it is like a highly optimized build in one way that he's scouting kind of late, but now he's looking for things. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that'll be anything. I think that's him hiding a pylon to make it look like there's a proxy to Astrea. So let's see. I imagine we're going to see from Astrea here, Stargate. Generally is what you end up seeing. Trigger coming in and trying to figure out what's what here. Is one adept being made against 2. Stargate up at the front so it'll rally more quickly. And hopefully for his sake, he actually walls this in pretty quickly. I'm sure he has the timings down. I'm just getting a little bit nervous watching it. Now, Nexus coming up, and in fact, Astrea leaves his probe here, so he's going to be able to see that really easily, which is nice. Kills off his opponent's scouting probe. Look at that. The 2 adepts just kind of walking about looking for things. Kind of wild that he did not try to pressure heavily here. Astrea right now up 5 probes. No matter how you look at this is advantage towards Astrea. Like, Trigger hasn't been able to get anything done. Look at that, damages the probe only. Excuse me. All right, kills that off. Only loses a single probe, so that's good at least. 8 worker advantage for Astrea. Definitely feeling very, very, very good for him. The fact that he didn't have to go Void Rays here to defend anything at all. Feels like Trigger maybe missed an opportunity to put pressure on, even if it wasn't going to be real pressure. A couple more gates in Twilight coming up. So Astrea is actually going to be ahead as far as going for Blink. Ooh. Throws down the Dark Shrine. So, yeah, Dark Shrine going to be kind of a tricky move here. See, he's getting in and scouting and seeing like, oh, you're just going directly into Blink. So, you know, if he's showing a lot of Stalkers as well, Astrea that is, and, you know, it kind of gets Trigger to make a lot of Stalkers and play a Blink game, the Dark Shrine may actually just kill him.
Luigi
like, he may
vomited
just
up Bowser's chunky logs into Mario's prolapsed anus.
No, he did not, in fact. I'm sorry, guys. I promise that didn't actually happen. Okay. God. All right. So, yeah, it looks like this Oracle will get sniped down. Doesn't really do as much as he was looking for. It did have some very good scouts continually here, so that's good. Yeah, it has to keep on doing this as well. We actually don't have... Oh, no, we do have a pylon out there. Oh, that's big, man. That's big, isn't it? This DT warp in, I think Astrea is just going to win, like, immediately. Starts his own third Nexus. Okay, he does have a pylon across the map, but it just got found, so he may not warp in there. Yeah, he's warping in at home right now. So warps in 3 DTs, going to send them across the map. Robo gets started. Now, if he gets up and right-clicks the Robo, the game is over. If he kills that Robo before Observer comes out, because there's no way to get anything. He doesn't have a Forge, he doesn't have a Stargate. So that's about it. That's about it. Comes down to this. Might be a quick one. All right, DT slips in, doesn't even try for the Robo. He's going to get a lot of kills in this, man. Damn, look at this. DT's at multiple bases. Oh, he's going to unpower the Robo, maybe? No. There's a second pylon. That is a lot of kills, though. 10 kills? Super legit. Oh, other DT. Good luck, other DT. Splitting DTs all over the place right now. Okay, good blink forward to block. Has to make a few of those. He did get the Forge, so maybe he can put a cannon at one of the bases. Okay, so Astrea here up 13 workers, down a little bit in army supply, and especially when you consider that he's got 3 DTs out there. Charge on the way for Astrea as he adds more gates, getting an Archon as well with one of those, couple of those DTs. I like it. They don't really have any utility anymore. No reason to keep them in invisible mode. May as well just make an Archon. 4th Nexus being started. I feel like Astrea is just playing theoretically like beautifully. And look at this. He's even going into DT Blink. That's kind of interesting. Since he is starting that 4th Nexus, he has so many options. He has so much versatility with what he's doing right now. Bunch of gates from Trigger. So it looks like, well, okay, Trigger adds 6 gates and an Immortal and then is going to make a Nexus, it looks like. Let's see if he starts it. He does start it. Okay. Okay, because I was thinking, like, is he going to try an all-in or something like that? But it looks like he's just getting his production down. And that should help him so that he hopefully doesn't just die to this attack. But charge is about to finish. 13 Zealots against 1. Yeah, he's got such a better army. It's crazy. Sending multiple DTs out right now as well. Let's see what Trigger's able to do defensively here. Quite a few DTs. All right, so that +1 done on both sides. A huge amount of Zealots being warped in here from Trigger. Ooh, nice little move here. Gonna have a counterattack at the same time. This wall slowing him slightly. Good targeting there from Trigger. Trigger giving himself a real opportunity here. Kind of a cool game. Trigger is going for like more vital areas in a lot of ways, but we do have that warp in the main base, so that's going to make a big difference as well. The DTs from Astrea being split off as well. Both of them are just going to completely incapacitate each other, it looks like. This is one of those really weird situations where something it could completely change the game. Like, for instance, they both have 2 observers, right? Neither of them are going to have any production. So, like, for instance, if you can snipe your opponent's observers, you can just win with a DT, that type of game, right? Nexus being made by Astrea on that bottom side. It does look like the building elimination would go to Astrea here. As far as army strength goes, it's very close. Looking at it, okay, so Astrea 3 Zealots, Archon against Immortal, 5 DTs with Blink, and 10 against 16 Stalkers. That's a very close. That's very, very close. Like, the DTs can add a lot or add nothing based on how your army is set up. And look at this. Sets up a Nexus there as well. Dude, this is a crazy game right now. This is a crazy game. Okay, so here we go. We're going to actually have the fight. We're going to decide this right now. And it looks like, can he target? He should just target the fucking observers, man. And can he get the other one? No, it looks like the other one will make it out. Okay, so 3 more Stalkers here for Trigger. He's down in Zealots, though. There's still some DTs out there. I guess, actually, yeah, 2 observers still exist. Never mind. Zealots coming up, getting in on top of Astrea's army there. The Archon obviously dealing tons of damage. Would love to see those Stalkers get back behind it. Let that tank instead. Wow, throws a force field down, forcing the Blink forward, which will allow the Archon to connect a couple times at least. We still have a single DT out, by the way. Single DT may ruin things here. Yeah, I think there's a decent chance we're... Oh, the sickest pickup. Solid chance we're going to kill his probes. And, like, that's rough. GG. So Astrea going to take game number 2. What a nice game. What a nice game. Oh, all right. Yeah, I should have got his comm stats. That's right. We can talk about ASL round of 16 groups A and B today. The VODs have been out for 4 days.
Bora42 just resubscribed for 1 month.
Thank you, Bora42. You're welcome, Raptor. I'm glad I could help you out here.
ST4 and Kai Hanglo cheered. X300, Artie, there's
Stinky,
this
what's up?
game, stop me if you heard this one, but it's called Brood War and it's actually the game that came out before StarCraft 2 and I think you're gonna really like it. You should check it out.
Really?
Maybe we could do a stream where you play it.
I might try it out after this. We have a few more games here, and then maybe I'll see how much it costs. It's free to play, right? All right, we have Astrea bottom left, Trigger top right on Solaris. That's right. I'm glad Uncle Climax left, man. I had to just keep quiet. I was so afraid. I was shivering, shaking in my boots. Oh, free to play with in-game purchases. That's my favorite. All right. So, you know, not sure who's going to take this. Honestly, I feel like Astrea got a nice advantage at the beginning of the game, and Trigger was actually kind of outplaying him, that was my gut feeling from that previous game. So I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if Trigger takes down Astrea here. It looked really good how Trigger was playing. He made some very, very good moves despite being in a tough position, having a tough build, scouting at the wrong time. Right? And those are things that you kind of decide before the game really begins. So, like, sometimes you do get behind by them, and it's not necessarily your fault. But still played an excellent game. So, this one says StarCraft 3 will be 100% microtransactions. You'll be able to pay for minerals with the money. Well, once again, the Protoss players will reign supreme because they all have high-paying office jobs just because they need to be on the softball team for the fucking office. They have no need for the money. So, Stalker's coming out here for Trigger. You get a Stargate started up for Astrea. Okay. Throws the Nexus down, so Trigger going to get that expansion just a little bit quicker. Just a little tiny bit, though. Gets started for Astrea as well. His Stargate going to be finishing. All right, Shades out. Oracle on the way. This looks really good for Astrea right now. I feel like, once again, he just got a better build off than Trigger did. Trigger now re-walling. He is making a couple of sentries here, so that's going to be nice. It's going to be helpful. These Stalker's not going to be able to do anything, unfortunately. You know, he can very quickly just warp in couple Stalkers and deal with that. Does lose a pylon, so that's a bit annoying. Oh, it actually supply blocks him. So that's twice as annoying, but it looks like Trigger's probably going to walk away, and I think it's the right choice. That's a dangerous spot to stay in with two Stalkers. Where'd they go? Did he recall them? They just disappeared. All right, here we go. Double Oracle flying in. Look at that. 8 probe kills immediately. Loses 1. He's going to lose the other 2. So down it goes. Just a little bit of latency there, unfortunately. The NA server's broken right now. They're both in NA, so we're playing with a little bit of ping. That's for sure. Trigger starting to walk across the map. Astrea way up in workers, but down in that army supply. As Blink finishes up, this could get a little bit scary here for Astrea. He just doesn't have that many units. Like, he's making an Immortal right now, but like, he doesn't have anything at his front. Trigger gonna march over. Okay, the one immortal. He had a battery, I would feel much better about it, but obviously lost that earlier, that pylon to the stalkers earlier on. No! What can you do? Man, painful stuff here. So worker count is now even. We have a couple of depths going up. Hey, hold on, hold on. Maybe Astrea's not out of this. Let's see what he gets over here. 5. It's very close, the worker count. Now, obviously, these 3 stalkers get wrecked by the 4+ sentry over 2 sentries over here. But he has an immortal coming down, so can chunk those super fast. Beautiful, beautiful execution. Basically the best targeting he could have had. Third Nexus gets started by Trigger. So Trigger's up 3 SCVs. He has Blink. That's good. But we do have Immortals coming out for Astrea, so he still has some potential here. All right, the Oracle coming back for some more damage. Robo being made here from Trigger. I think that's very appropriate. You don't want something tricky to happen suddenly. DTs walk in, something like that. Saw that in that previous game. Prism coming up for Astrea. Let's see what he gets. Oh, okay, he does go into Blink. He does go into Blink. I almost feel here like I would have done Glaives. And I know that we just saw the Glaives build from here when it didn't work against Max Packs. This particular situation, your opponent already has a lot of stalkers and you know he's going into charge. So having like no stalkers and going into stalkers doesn't feel good. What feels good is doubling down on Immortals, getting Glaives because they have range and can fight stalkers somewhat. But also they can, with good micro, do okay against charge zealots. I actually really would have liked that as a play. As is, I look at this, and this looks very good for Trigger. I think Trigger's just going to get like a superior looking army. He's got a bit of a better economy here as well. Okay, a couple of depths coming up. There are some tricks that could occur here for Astrea as well, don't forget, all right? Like, he's getting his Dark Shrine right now. Maybe he makes something special happen with that. I feel like Trigger's going to make a big army, though, and maybe go. And if he goes, like, if he just does a big warping round and walks across the map, that might be enough to just end the game. Okay, a couple DTs warping in up at the top. Trigger has an Observer. Only one. He's making a Prism. Okay, this is the opportunity for DTs to do something. The opportunity is upon us. The Observer flying in front of the third. The Prism with the DT going to the main. He has another DT walking around elsewhere. Okay, the DT is going to go in. He might recall the Observer, and that means the army is going to have to turn around. So this timing I was just talking about, if you make units and go, let's see. Notice how he turns around. Look at the mini-map. Look at the mini-map right now, okay? He's turning his entire army around. So this is the best thing Astrea could have done, because we were just talking about how a warping round and going for Trigger probably wins the game. Now, I think he still wins the game, but look at Astrea magically produce. This is going to be at least a minute and a half delay, maybe more. That's crazy, the amount of time that is in StarCraft. Like, he is causing a huge delay on this coming across the map. Look at that. A little bit of sweeping motions, still running around DTs. But Trigger has decided, okay, we actually do have to go. But this is so much later. Like, he definitely could have already hit, but he was worried about that possible counter of the DTs. Very, very cool from Astrea, but I do think he's dead regardless. Love to see moves like that, though. Yeah, the Charge Lots crush. Trigger going to be moving on to the next round. There is no winning this one. DT goes in. The only possibility here is like Observer snipes, and there's 3 observers on the map, so a single G.
Just resubscribed for 12
GG.
months.
Oh, look at that. Good mana. Thank you, Mazakar. All right. All right. Well done.